Hey guys, I know this is weird, but I feel like we need to go for a walk. You know, sometimes in this world especially, right, we kind of forget our purpose. We forget what we're supposed to be doing. We forget what it's all about, right? In the midst of this pandemic, people have been forced to stop, to think about what they're doing, to decide what they're going to do after the pandemic lifts. Some people made choices to be with family. Some people made choices to keep working, or they had to work. And then when the pandemic lifts, what will life be like? What are we going to be doing? One of the things we have to answer is how much value do we have? Is our value in our money? Is our value in our jobs? Is our value in our relationships? Or is it deeper? I can't tell you why, but I feel like we've lost our way. So many are alone and afraid. So many don't have the answer, don't have a purpose. They're driven by the wrong thing. And I feel like God really wants us to understand that our value is in us simply because He made us. He knew everything about us, and He designed us just the way we are. You'll notice if you watch the videos that I have a nervous tick in my face. Being raised the way I was raised, my dad's a drug dealer, died in prison, and just all the abuse and junk that, a person can go through can destroy your value. I remember in 6th grade, my twitches were so bad that people were teasing me and calling me rabbit and other stuff, and it just destroyed me because I thought my value was in what other people were thinking. But I was wrong. That's not where my value was. My value was simply in the fact that God made me just the way I am. I'm pretty convinced that no one looks the way I am, no one acts the way I do. No one struggles with exactly the same struggles that I have. And no one has the corny humor that I have. God made me just the way I am. And He made you just the way you are. Why did He do it? I don't know. He could have changed something, but He didn't. He could have intervened, but He stood back. And so there we are. Ultimate value. But there will be people who say you have no value. There will be people who try to say that they have value. There's going to be people that try to justify the things they do, and the things they do are just wrong. There's going to be people who attack you, especially if you try to do what's right and what's good, because good and right is a threat. When this world was created, God made it perfect and set Adam and Eve on this planet. He created a perfect world. Everything was great. And He put one tree, the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And He told Adam and Eve, look, you can do anything, but just stay away from this tree. Well, they were walking by that tree one day and they heard a voice, a serpent, so to speak. And the serpent challenged everything they held dear. And in the Hebrew language, the word is, did Jesus, or did God really say that? It started with a nasal, like the literal translation would be nose. Did God really say that? Like, did God really say that? From the very beginning, Satan, Lucifer, was trying to steal people's value and trying to get them to doubt the incredible value that they had. He was trying to get them to think that they needed something else, something more to be valued. But he was wrong. But Adam and Eve fell for it. And because they fell for it, our world fell. And from that moment, right, this plan of redemption was hatched. Jesus was going to have to come because we needed him. We needed him. Because from that moment, everything Satan was about started to rise up on this planet. And he started to attack people's values. He started to attack your value. He started to get you to doubt that you're worth something. But he was wrong. And Jesus came to prove that he was wrong. Jesus came to prove that you had so much value that he was willing to give his life for you. I don't know what you've been through. My wife has been through some horrific trafficking stuff. I've been through some horrific stuff. Everybody I know seems to be going through or been through horrific stuff. I look at my family, my dad, his lineage. I look at my nieces and nephews and the struggles. What are you going through? What's the lie that you keep hearing Satan say? You're not worth something? You don't have value? You're not pretty enough, handsome enough, you're too fat, too thin, too this, too that. You can't make it, you're too stupid. I can remember when I was in college, no one thought I would amount to anything, and who knows, maybe they're right. But I was in college and I had played flag football and I was up in the cafeteria and I was walking down and I walked out the cafeteria doors. And there was this guy that was the chaplain of this boarding Christian high school that I had gone to for less than 2 months before I ran away because I just couldn't handle it. I had too much going on, too much trauma, and no one seemed to understand. But when I walked out of the cafeteria my freshman year of college, right, I was all sweaty and jeans with holes because I was playing football. And he came up the steps and stopped right in front of me. And the first thing out of his mouth was, "What are you doing here?" And I knew what he meant. And I just kept on walking. I didn't have any value. No one thought I'd amount to anything. No one thought I was smart. Everyone, I'm sure, thought he's going to end up dying in prison like his father. But you know what? God had a different plan. And God has a different plan for you. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care what is going to happen to you. God has a plan for you because you have ultimate value. He created you. He created me just the way we are. Don't ever let someone tell you that you're a mistake, because you're not. I don't care how you were birthed. I don't care what you think the story is. That's not your story. Your story is that somewhere up in heaven, God determined that you had value. And so he just decided to show you, to allow you to be born, for him to come into your life and to fill you and to direct you and to keep you alive. Yeah, sometimes things happen that are not good. Sometimes we cry out, "God, take me from this." I remember there was a time, I was in my grandmother's basement. My dad was out on parole. I just wanted to die. I remember going down in the basement, turning off all the lights and trying to make a deal with the devil because I just thought I was worthless and I just was willing to give up my soul. For whatever reason, I felt like that night, even the devil didn't want me. Now I'm grateful that God intervened because obviously I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea that God had a special plan for me that apparently involved me talking to you right now. I've had many days where I didn't feel like I had value. Days where I was lined up for kickball in elementary school and was picked last because I was so uncoordinated. only to discover when I was in high school that I became the most celebrated athlete of our school. In my junior high school, I won athlete of the school. All because one coach said, hey, you know you have something. I'll forever be grateful to Coach Kreider in Miami at W.R. Thomas Junior High. He saw something in me that I could never see in myself. He saw value. So look, you're not a hooded figure trying to hide from everything that's wrong in this world. You are a prince and a princess, a prince and princess rather, of Almighty God. Incredible value, no matter what people say, no matter what life may throw your way. You are a man and woman of God with innumerable qualities that God sprinkled in you. You just don't know it. Sometimes you doubt it. But I hope with all my heart that you start to understand that you have value. So today's really all about that. If we can help you understand the value that God put in you, to help you get through this life, to navigate some things, then hey, it's worth it all. So look, if you like this, if you think it's worth it, like it, subscribe if you want, share it, do whatever you need to. In the comments below, how do you process, right? How do you deal with your value? What's helped you find value? Where does God play into it? What are the questions that you want to ask God? The ones that you want to get in his face and say, God, why? Let's talk about it. Because I'm convinced that together we can change the world. Doc out.